Okie dokie, here we go for our homework, and we are on page 554. I'm doing number one, A, B, C, or A, B, and C with you guys. So number one says to use the following information to answer part A through C. It says Freeman rode his bike 2 miles from his house to Dee Dee's house. Together they rode 4 miles to the lake. Dee Dee caught 8 fish. At 3:30 p.m., they rode back to Dee Dee's house. Then Freeman rode home. Question A is asking, altogether, how far did Freeman ride his bike? So right now, we just need to find that key information that tells us about how far he rode. So it says he rode his bike 2 miles from his house to Dee Dee's house. So here's Freeman's house. And he went 2 miles to Dee Dee's house. Then, together they rode 4 miles to the lake. So they rode to the lake, and that was 4 miles. And then, Dee Dee caught 8 fish. At 3:30 p.m., they rode back to Dee Dee's house. So the 8 fish at 3:30 p.m., we don't need to know that for this question, but they went back to Dee Dee's house, which is another 4 miles. And then Freeman rode home, which is another 2 miles. And it says all together, how far did he ride? So that means we're going to add up all these distances. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. We add those together, we get 12 miles is how far he rode. B is saying it took Freeman 1 hour and a half to get home from the lake. So 1 hour and a half to get home from the lake. And it says they left at 3:30 p.m. So remember, half hour is just 30 minutes. So we can take that half hour, we add 30 minutes to 3:30. So plus 30 minutes, we get 4 p.m. And then we're adding that 1 hour, so we get 5 p.m. as our answer. Alright, and letter C says Dee Dee caught twice as many fish as Freeman. How many fish did Freeman catch? So I'm going to do C right here. So if Dee Dee caught 8 fish, and Freeman caught, let's see, here's Freeman, twice as many, so 2 times as many. So this is how Dee Dee caught 2 times as many. So our formula would look like this, because Freeman's fish times 2 equals Dee Dee's amount of fish. So we've seen this, and we do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing. Or we can just find half of 8. So dividing 8 times 2, or finding half of 8, we get 4. And they're asking about how many fish. He caught 4 fish. And those are your answers there. Next one we're doing is number 2. It says Siraj bought some feed priced at $12.97. So $12.97. Tax was 91 cents. So we put our 91 cents there. And he paid with a $20 bill. How much change did he receive? So first we have to find out what his total was with tax. So we need to add the price of the feed plus tax. So we do 1 plus 7 is 8, 9 plus 9 is 18, carry the 1, bring down those decimals, 1 plus 2 is 3, and 1 plus nothing is 1. So the feed plus tax was $13.86. But we need to figure out how much change he received. So to figure out change, we subtract. So we're going to subtract that $13.88 from the $20 he paid with. We can't subtract 8 from 0, so we turn that into a 10. And remember, when these are zeros, we can think of this as one whole number. So we can think of it as 200. And we're just going to change that. We're going to take away 1 and change it into 199. So we subtract 8 from 10, we get 2. 8 from 9, we get 1. Bring down those decimals. 3 from 9, we get 6. And 1 from 1, we have nothing left. So our answer then is $6.12. And we are doing number 12, which is 32 times 31. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. And we always add that 0 down there when we have these two digits. So always add that 0 because we've already taken care of this one's place value. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And we add those up. 0 plus 2 is 2. 6 plus 3 is 9. And 9 plus 0 is 9. The next one we are doing is number 16, which is 30 times 800. And remember, all of these zeros, they're going to go chill someplace else. So we just need to focus on our two whole numbers. So 8 times 3 is, let's see, 24. And then remember, these zeros, all of them come back. So they went away. Now this 0 is going to come back. He's going to join them. These two zeros are going to come back and join them. So we get 24,000 as our answer. Alright, and I'm going to erase. Oops. Next one we are doing is number 19. Make sure you can see it. Cool. Number 19 is 2,535. So we got 2,535 divided by 5. So 5 can't go into 2, but it can go into 25. So 5 goes into 25 5 times, because 5 times 5 is 25. We got nothing left over there. Then we bring down this 3, but 5 can't go into 3, so it goes in there 0 times. And there's that. Oops. So 5 times 0 is 0. Then we subtract 0 from 3, we get 3. And then we bring down this 5, and 5 goes into 35 7 times, because 5 times 7 is 35. And we subtract, we have nothing left over. So then our answer is 507. Okay, if you turn the page, we are going to do number 23, which says, whoops, sorry, turn the page. How many different 3-digit numbers can you write using the digits? Let's see, 23, sorry. 1, 5, and 0. So we've done things like this before with like letters like I, J, and K, and we have to find different ways to write that. So first, we can write 150. Then we can switch that around and write 105. Then we can put 5 in front and write 510. And then we can switch those around and write 501. Now I can't put 0 in the front because 0 is not our starting, it can't be a first digit. The 0 is nothing. So then it would just be like 15 and 51, which would not be using that 0. So we have to use all those digits. So how many numbers can we make? 4 numbers. And what are they? 150, 105, 510, and 501. And if you type it in like this, totally fine. That's not how it's typed in on our Google form. So it will say that you got it wrong, but it is the right answer because I did it with you. It's just not in the specific order that I typed it in. Alrighty. Number 25 says to draw a triangle, which you can't draw a triangle to turn into your form, so I want you to draw the triangle on your own because you need it for number 26. So there's no 25 on your Google form because I can't see what you drew, but you need to draw it in order to figure out the answer to number 26. And I'm going to do 29 with you, and that is the last one. So this says each grid represents a decimal number. Write each decimal number, then write the sum and the difference of those numbers. So first we would figure out what decimal this is. So I'm going to write 29 here. So remember, these big boxes all equal how many? 100. There we go. So these big boxes equal 100. So this one is going to be out of 100, and this one's going to be out of 100. And remember that each column is 10, and each individual box is 1. So I can count 10, 20, 30, 40, and then I'm going to count these individual ones. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. 46. Now I know it says to write it as a decimal. We're going to write it as a fraction first because I think that would be the easiest at the moment. So then we're going to do the same thing here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then go 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. So we have 46 hundredths, which written as a decimal, we write 0.46. And 58 hundredths, written as a decimal, is 0.58. So those are these as a decimal. And so I'm going to write 0.46, comma 0.58, and then a semicolon. That's how it's typed in. If you don't do it that way, that's fine as long as you put in these correct numbers. Then it says to write the sum and the difference. So sum means adding, and difference is subtracting. So I'm going to add 0.46 to 0.58. So 8 plus 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Carry that 1. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 1 is 10. And bring down that decimal. And 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. So the sum is 1.04. And now the difference, we got to subtract. So I'm going to put the biggest number on top. So 0.58. And we're subtracting 0.46. So 6 subtracted from 8, we get 2. 4 subtracted from 5, we get 1. Bring down that decimal, and 0 subtracted from 0 is 0. So then the difference is 0.12. And that is your answer there. Please let me know if you have any questions or need help on any specific problems.